Do you ever get tired of being a fucking idiot? I do. That's why I decided to learn things. After a while, I realized if I'm learning things that aren't true, well, then I'll become a fucking idiot too. So in other words, don't learn from fucking idiots if you don't want to be one. Now, I admit, I was a philosophy major in university. I should have majored in meteorology, but I studied philosophy instead. And do you want to know why I studied philosophy? It's because I'm an arsehole. It's because I'm smarter than Joe Rogan. That's why. Fuck him. But if you want to let your worldview be shaped by a guy with brain damage, well, that's your prerogative, I suppose. Now that we've established that Joe Rogan isn't that smart, you can also establish... You see, if you don't follow facts, you're always going to fall into certain tendencies that lead you astray. One being your emotional response to things. You're going to go, oh my God, how does that make me feel? And you're not going to be able to look at the truth of the matter for what it is. You're going to fall into certain tendencies. One that I notice all the time, and it's all kind of the same, where like people don't understand something. So what they do is they fill in the gap with an easy answer. That can be conspiracy theories. That can be chemtrails. It could be the Heart Project. I don't understand the weather, and the weather was weird. It's the Heart Project. Or they can use it to because they want so badly emotionally for climate change to not be real, so they can keep living their life of oil and gas. That they will only seek facts that fit their narrow little worldview. That is the way to bullshit. That he ain't that tough either. But what's wrong with trying to find some of your information about the world from people who are actually very smart, very knowledgeable, very gifted, who take time to research and study and find the truth of the matter with evidence and prove a point. They spend years of their life getting their doctorate, writing theses, having other scientists read through it with a fine comb and say, I don't know if that's true. Can you prove it? And they got to argue about it until everyone says, you know what? Looks really good. No one can find any flaw with that. I've brought some of you big tough guys out to places like this. I seen you flash your light into the darkness at night because you heard a noise outside of our camp perimeter. What was that? I seen you complain about the bugs. Where's the bug dope? I seen you get too uncomfortable the further away from your truck you get, or your nice blow-up air mattress. I seen you guys. You could also throw aliens into that, It's like, well, I don't know how humans got here. It must be aliens. It must be God. It's like you don't understand something. So what science does is it says, well, I don't understand. I'm going to try to find more. And until I can find better information, this is the best I have. And we look at it and we say, well, that really makes sense. But maybe in time, someone finds a detail that our understanding changes and we change our perspective. And that's what makes me smart, is that I will change my perspective when shown facts. And if you've never shown me something that is compelling enough to make me change my opinion, it means you probably don't have facts on your side. But I don't think you're that tough. I don't think you're that smart either. Many moons ago, someone they used the principles of science and things that they understood and learned, and were able to construct a steam engine powered by coal that pushed a locomotive. Eventually someone said, hey, we can probably do something more efficient than that. And the automobile was eventually made out of that because of the combustion engine. Now, through the principles of science, we have all these miracles. I got this truck I drove up here in, got this chainsaw gas powered. Back in the day, people in these parts said, the automobile will never replace the horse because we don't have enough gas stations, and we don't have enough roads, and sounds like the same thing people are saying about electric vehicles these days. The scientist says, hey, we can do it better, and you're like, no, science is bunk. That's the thing. All these luxuries that we have in the modern world are because some brilliant inventor used the principles of science and created an airplane, created the satellite, created a television, created the radio, created the nuclear bomb. Fuck. People didn't just make those things up by accident. They used knowledge, pre-existing knowledge, and built upon it. And what a lot of you do is you just throw out the whole book of knowledge completely and say, well, fuck that shit. I heard you saying things like, I'm hungry. It's hot out. Tough guys. Bring a guy like Joe Rogan out here, he'd be a liability to your survival. I make weather forecasts based on meteorology, based on science, based on what we know. And then people laugh. They hit the laugh emoticon. Ha ha ha. I'm like, hey, fire activity is going to be really bad now. Pay attention. These thunderstorms are going to really do something. Ha 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 ha. You can't know shit. You can't know things. It's the government doing it. It's HARP. Anything to deny climate change, isn't it? Anything to deny that somebody out there might have worked for something and know something that you are too fucking stupid and lazy to work for yourself.